Yeah, it's the team's work, but what we're trying to do is being authentic to the place that we are bringing people in, because basically Lara Croft is archaeologist, so the places she discovers and she explores, they need to be real. So in this example, we dive deep into Incan culture and architectures in Peru, and also the plants and everything, with the idea of bringing back the original feeling. So we've done what we could with we've been authentic to the Peruvian culture, but also we bring, it's a game, so we want to make it fun and beautiful.
Yeah, it's really, when we dove into it, we're like, okay, the cog puzzle is such an iconic part of that game. I'm going to say iconic a lot because we are dealing with an icon.
Yeah.
So, but let's say they're memorable water cooler moments that people remember so well. But in a modern gaming sense, like we have we have an ability to create a higher believability sense of immersion. And so when we really kind of step back and we look at it for what it is and how we try to make the gameplay feel naturally seated and believable in the world, but just slightly out of place, like why does this exist?
Yeah.
It sparks a feeling of curiosity. And curiosity combined with exploration is like what Tomb Raider is at a core. And so we get it on screen and we hopefully make people happy with it.
Yeah, but also when you look on the cog puzzle, we wanted to make a sense why it's there. So we created a whole narration around it. Like we created this culture that has this ceremony of bringing the cogs together to open the gate to Tomb of Qualopec. So it was really fun to just build the whole structures and logic and the whole system, why it would be there and how it worked.
I love that.
Like here's a perfect example of curiosity on display. Like Lara gets a beautiful pencil dive into the water after dislodging the roots.
Stunning. 10 all round, by the way. 10.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, awesome. But along the way, she's like, wait a minute, I see something out of the corner of my eye. The player drives in and they come into this new space. You may have never missed this unless you you may never seen it if you had not taken a chance to actually just look around for a beat.
I mean, speaking about looking around, is there maybe particular details that you guys are really proud of or that you want players to really notice in the environment of the game?
From an environment perspective, for me, was the most important. I want people to immerse in a game, and I don't want to break this immersion, so I wanted to build everything with the logic. So everything, all the mechanisms, all the puzzles, they need to be there for a reason. And me and our team, we really work really hard to make sure that every single puzzle, every single obstacle that Lara meets, it makes sense. So when you dive deep into the environment, into the world that we are playing, it's there because someone built it, not because the game requires it to.
And we don't want the environment to feel like it's a heritage site. I mean, we're in the wild. This is a lost city, lost to time that we are discovering. And as a result, we have the opportunity to kind of do some storytelling tricks where we can actually say, hey, this is a culture that evolved in isolation for a while. So how do you preserve what we know about Incan culture, but at the same time, give it a uniqueness to say, hey, it's unmistakably Tomb Raider, but it's that way because they just evolved in isolation for a while. Yeah. And when you play the game, you're going to find out why.
Yeah.
Sick. And then you can have a lot of fun with the overgrown aesthetic as well as obviously some of the dirt that Lara's picked up as she's traversing through these environments. That's sick.
Yeah, I mean, that's a part of just making sure that the environment feels like you are the person who discovered the first in a very, very long time, because that's what she does. And we want to make sure that that's how it feels as well.
Yeah, and Lara's she's not a delicate flower. She looks good, but she is going to get her hands dirty. She's going to dig in.
Heck yeah.
She's going to go anywhere, and she's going to follow her instincts, similar to how she's doing here. She's like, I need that cog to get that puzzle moving. I found one, but that has opened up the path to somewhere else. So curiosity is driving her. You're going to be along, helping her find that way, and we get into beautiful traversal that makes sure that Lara's physical attributes, her abilities, her athleticism is on full display in these moments.
She's at her peak, right?
She's at her peak.
Yep.
Love that. Now, the puzzles, like you mentioned, they are such an iconic part of Tomb Raider for me as well. There's so many that I remember from Greece, Egypt, all of the levels. Can you go a little bit deeper about how you've evolved them for Legacy of Atlantis?
Similar to what we talked about reimagining, it's about saying, hey, this puzzle as it existed, what was the original intent here? And if that intent is something that we are like, hey, that's a really strong guiding principle, how do we take that and make it the ultimate version of what it intends to be? Sometimes that means sticking very close to the formula. Sometimes it means deviating into another area. but we do so in a way that's very thoughtful and very precise, because we never want to make it feel like we're ignoring the history of this adventure that we're reimagining. We want it to feel like it's the re-debut of this game. And so adding new details like giving her gear items that allow her to extract more lore from the world, preserving some of those classic abilities like push-pull, traversal being fluid and dynamic. We'll get into combat a little bit later, but these are all just Tomb Raider things at the core.
Amazing.
Yeah, but just going back to the scanner thing, like you can use a scanner if you are a fan and just want to, like Jeff said, dig deep into the lore. You can scan things and find out more, but you can also use the scanner as a clue to the puzzles. It gives you clues if you want to. If you don't want to, you can just play it your way.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that's us trying to be sensitive to the players, because there are those that want to have this full breadth of systems, but we also have our hardcore players that are like, I want 2 pistols and no help.
Yeah.
And we're accommodating them as well.
Yeah, I love that. Giving players way more choice and following their lead as well. That's so cool. It sounds like you guys have done a lot of research as well and really respected a lot of the environments that you're talking about in real life, as well as creating a more fantasy realm for Lara to explore. That sounds sick.
I mean, the research is a massive part of what we've been doing, because the cultures that we've been working on recently is Incans, ancient Greece, Egypt, and we want to be respectful to those cultures and to the history that they have, and also for the players to feel like they are actually archaeologists, not just playing the game. So that's why we've done so much research.
And when we decided to partner with the Hogs on this game, co-develop it together, we knew that they were also fans of the game. I think Maddie is actually one of the designers on the
yeah.
So like we've got a designer on the team who literally used to make Tomb Raider levels for fun.
Yeah.
And he's
No way!
really well known in the community. So these are real fans that are making the game.
Wow.
But at the same time, we're also, we have a luxury of very talented developers who ask the right questions, who push in the right places to make sure we get really cool stuff that's fun to play on screen. And watching this whole process unfold over the last few years has just been a treat as a developer.
I bet. That's so special. That's so cool. What we're seeing here is Lara movement in full action there. She's got a lot of swagger. Like I said, she's got steez looking. Can you talk to me a little bit about some of the innovations that Lara's movement can be experienced in Legacy of Atlantis, and how it'll feel for players to play as her?
What we hope it feels familiar. We hope that you can pick up the sticks and you're like, wow, this is like putting on an old pair of shoes that are super comfortable. But at the same time, we've given her a couple of more tricks that she can use to help navigate the world, such as her grapple cuff that can give her some unique abilities to interact with objects, to use it to navigate. Those little touches are additive and are meant to enhance the experience while still preserving that original intent.
Very cool.
But that cog puzzle, she basically knew she needed to find it. She used her instinct. She moved upwards through this beautiful little pocket city that was adjacent to this temple, discovered things about it along the way, got inside, found this beautiful water clock whose purpose is unknown.
Yeah.
She gets it,
Look at her
and
go.
look at this.
There she is. That's Lara, baby. Oh my gosh.
Lara never comes in through the front door, and she never
Yes.
leaves without style.
Oh, that's sick.
So yeah, we've got this beautiful landscape around us. The environment art is stunning.
I know. Incredible.
I mean, we try to. When you play in this game, like we want you to explore and just enjoy exploring the environment, apart of doing everything else. Like if you just want to walk around and want to figure out what was actually happening in this place and what the people were doing there hundreds of years ago, you can do so. And just working on all those vistas, it's just so awesome. Our teams put so much heart and passion into building the vistas like this.
Look at that. This is one of my favorite
Guys.
moments is the postcard shots where you're alone in the wilderness. You can hear the birds chirping, the leaves rustling. There's no time clock. We want people to slow down when they play the game. We want them to say, take it in, enjoy it. You don't have to speed run it, but if you're listening and you do, let us know what your time is, because we'll keep track. But that's great. It's the type of audience that we have. We have people that want to challenge themselves to move through the experience as fast as they can, and those that want to sightsee. And the game just is welcoming to all.
I'll be sightseeing for sure. I've got tears in my eyes. I'm not even joking. That is absolutely incredible. Wow. I wanted to go back a little bit and talk a little bit more about Lara's toolkit and how that's evolved here. So we've mentioned her grapple hook, we saw the scanner in action as well. How is that really going to affect the gameplay for players, and what other tools has she got up her sleeve?
Well, we've got like you said, the 2 items that we've already discussed.
Nice.
And as Arik mentioned, the scanner has some dual functionality. It can not only give you some hints that are optional if you don't want to engage with it, but it also gives you some world lore. But on top of that, we've got some things under the hood in her PDA that we can use to help give her some slightly different skill attributes if you want to equip her in a certain way to help meet challenges as you can face them. We've got our crafting system because we want to make sure that, finding med packs
In the middle of the jungle. It's cool.
A little bit old school, yeah.
In a tomb
fair.
10,000 years old, that's lucky that there's a first aid kit
What
here.
do you mean? They're not there all the time?
No,
What the heck?
so we were like, how do we make this still feel like Tomb Raider, but at the same time, like, not break immersion? And so that's where like crafting is a perfect add-on addition to it. It lets her scavenge the world for resources, use her knowledge and her ability to craft something useful.
Let's see what
And on
treasures
top of that, she can use recipes to provide certain gameplay buffs that are going to help give her short-term
If you want to, you
advantages.
don't have to.
And
You can just play the old school way, dual pistol, all the way through with healing items if you want.
If you want to put your heads down and power through it, you can do it, but these
Yeah.
things are available to you, and we think they're fun to engage with.
Amazing.
The Tomb of Qualipec waterfall gate is opened.
Done it.
Now here we're advancing to a little
Yes.
bit later in the game.
yeah.
We're now just on the cusp of a very memorable first encounter. So folks, hold on. Here we go.
Oh, I remember this, I think.
But we got to do it with style.
Yes! I'm so worried you were going to include a song. That's so sick.
You know,
oh, she's so cool.
Early stages of the project, we were like, hey, if we're really going to do this, we want to represent Lara in a way that she's fully recognizable. And part of that is the acrobatics. Lara without the acrobatics is still cool Lara, but not classic Lara.
No.
And here, they're on full display, but what I hope people appreciate is that there's more grounding, more believability to it in how she moves. She's still having fun, but
It's synonymous to her, but like you mentioned, the more grounded when she was kicking the cog puzzle, that looked sick. It was so cool.
Yep.
But yeah.
those little interactive moments add a sense of cinematic spectacle time to time, which is nice. It allows the game to still feel like a summer blockbuster.
Yeah. And speaking of,
we go.
hello, who are these guys? Hello. The raptor design looks really cool, Arik, as well.
Brilliant, thank you.
I love the addition of the feathers.
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to keep the red color, which you remember from the original one. But obviously, our knowledge about the dinosaurs evolved so much since 1996. So we wanted, like with everything in this game, we want to add on the top of what's been done already. So we kept the color. We add our own silhouette designs, and we added the feathers to make it unique for the legacy of Atlantis.
Nice.
And their combat has been like dramatically overhauled. They're no longer just charging at you and just taking bullets. They're thinking, they're evading. You have the ability to use the health reticle when in aim down sight to be able to kind of assess where they're at so you can target your shots. And with Lara's combat, love seeing the axe make a little appearance.
Yeah.
Utility gear for the win. But when she's actually in combat, she's got a loop of, assessing the situation, responding, and then moving to make sure she can then reassess. And Lara's always in motion. Her combat is fluid, it's organic, but at the same time, it helps her kind of overcome challenges and get the upper hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, she needs to keep moving all the time. It's like a dance for them.
Yeah.
That's sick.
And you can see a little blue dot on the bottom, which enables you to go into the focus mode, which slows down time, which is one of my favorite features in our game.
For sure.
Yeah, when that fills up, she can go into hyper focus, slow down time, and really pull off those precision shots. But if you're gonna do
There
that,
we go.
like, give her some style when she does it.
Absolutely.
Let those acrobatics shine.
Hello.
There's our girl.
That's the girl, yeah.
Yay! Oh my gosh. What was it like reimagining such an iconic boss fight here as well as the other ones in Atlantis? How was that?
From our perspective, it was just an honor to work on a T-Rex, but like we've worked for such a long time to just make sure it's perfect from our perspective, and we were trying to be respectful to the OG one. The moment when she's coming out like throughout the corner and you see the T-Rex, we couldn't do exactly this, but we wanted to have the same emotions when people see her for the first time. And then just working on a design, it was such a blast.
Yeah. And when you see her, it's like she still has some of those classic DNAs. She's got that beautiful green with that yellow pockets under her eyes. But we've also got some added elements in the feathers that also provide a little bit more of a reason of, she's in a geothermal valley. I mean, she's going to have a little bit of plumage that feels like it matches that environment, and it just gives her this really recognizable signature look.
I just love that we added those red feathers because there's so many